Hello there and welcome back to another one of my dizzyingly enthralling videos. It's great to be back. As always, I apologise for the length of time between each videos, but you know how it is. You know, work gets in the way, education gets in the way, blah blah blah. So let's just jump straight into this video. Today we are looking at the Canon EOS 500. From my understanding, this is a little bit of a relative of another camera I reviewed on my channel, the EOS 1000, which came out I think in 1991 and was out for a while. This EOS 500 came out in 1993 or circa 1993. It's a very similar kind of camera. The lens that come with it was a 35 to 80mm. Just see if you can see there for you enthusiasts, with a 4 to 5.6 aperture. And I had to get a replacement lens for this camera because the one that that was on the camera had lots of lens fog on it, and I got it for a really reasonable price. But yeah, this camera here was gifted to me by somebody that I know locally. Once people know that you're into cameras, you just get given all kinds of stuff to play around with, and that was how I came to own this camera. So, just quickly, I always get asked quite a lot about batteries in cameras, and I often forget to do them or talk about them. So this EOS 500 will require two CR123A batteries, or they're sometimes just known as 123 batteries. Reasonably priced batteries, usually get them on eBay. So we'll pop those into the camera and then we will continue the review. Okay, so batteries are now in the camera. Just before I start, I just want to show the film that I used to shoot with. It is a PAN 400 black and white film from Harman Technology, 24 exposures. I've used similar types of films before, or film types, film stock, but I hadn't shot with these ones, so I just wanted to give it a go. So you can let me know what you think of the results at the end. So I've just had a little bit more of a kind of better understanding of this camera, and as we've talked about, you know, you've got your 35 to 80mm lens. It's obviously can be set to automatic focus on manual, and you can see it's got the little red dots. They can go on to various other EOS cameras, which is always handy. So let's start off with the functionality of this camera with the little dial. Now, as we've spoken about before, many of the Canon cameras, you know, of this era had very similar things, but there are a few little additional things that I wasn't sure of. So I'm just going to spin it round, and we're going to start at the bottom here. So the little running man is like your sports, anything that's fast moving. Then you have the little flower, which is for macro, close-up photography. Then you have the little mountain, which is for landscape. Then you have your little person, which is your portrait. The green signifies that it's automatic mode. The L means locked. P is your program AE setting. You've got your TV and your AV, and that is your shutter priority and your shutter priority and your aperture priority. You have your M for your manual exposure. I wasn't quite sure what A depth was, I had to look that up, but effectively it just allows you to get really good depth of field. I gave this a go after shooting, and I wish I'd used it more regularly, but nice little feature. Now this little area here I think it's called the creative zone. Don't fully understand it, I'm sure people are going to help me. This little kind of what looks like a ray on the bottom here is to turn the beep noise off. Oh, it's gone out of focus there. It turns the camera beep function off. So if you're in an area where you don't want the camera beeping, it will turn that off. Don't really see the point, to be honest. You have your ISO controls, you see there, so it's come over, so you can just amend your ISO by just moving like that. Pretty straightforward. And then you have another handy little function, this kind of what is like your film rewind. So if you're like 14 shots in and you actually want to get that film out, then all you do is set it to that on the dial, and then you press that button there and it rewind the film for you. The timer button acts as a secondary button and it just rewinds it back for you. So that is what the dials do. I'm going to just put it back into lock mode in a minute, or for the moment. Then on the top here you've just got a few buttons, and as we've just touched upon, you've got your timer, your self timer. So again, if we just put that on to green so you can just have a look, just press that down and then you'll see on then off. So if we give this a press, then all being well, as long as this is focused okay, I press that down, and then you'll just get the nice little indicator. So that is your self timer working as it should be. Obviously, you know, the film rewind option if you'd like to use that. Okay, just shut the flash down, and then obviously you just got the buttons kind of like flash on and off, red eye reduction on the top there. You've got a little port. If you just pull it out, it's like a little pin where you can put a remote in to help you with stability if it's on a tripod. Just to get into it, it's just a case of pulling up the latch. So open that up. Oh, sorry, found the tripod there. Never a good idea when you're mid filming. Nice and clean. So nice, you know, as you know, this rewinds the film on electronically, so no dramas whatsoever. It's got a nice size viewfinder, which is good. Oh, and one thing that I did have problems with the last camera. So, for example, if I put this into manual mode, we want to focus solely on how to amend the shutter speed or the aperture. If you turn the little dial here, you'll see that right there I am amending the shutter speed. But how do you amend the aperture? Well, if you hold this button down here and then you move it, then that enables you to do that. And then obviously if you want to change to the ISO, you just spin the dial round as we saw earlier, go to ISO, and then you can change it there. So there you have it. What else can I say about this camera? What else can I say? What am I forgetting? Oh, there is one more thing I'm forgetting actually. So on the front of the camera, you have a little light meter. Well, it's not a light meter, it's a light indicator. And when you're in dark conditions, this will come on to try and brighten the area. But obviously if it's too bright, then what happens is the flash automatically pops up. So I really like that. I thought that this was an early indicator to tell you that the flash was going to pop up, but apparently not. Apparently that would try to light the area, and then the flash would come up if it's needed. And I thought that was really smart. Really like that. And obviously that's also used for the self timer just toward the end when the picture's going to get taken. So what did I think about the Canon EOS 500? Do you know what? I preferred shooting with this one compared to shooting with the 1000. I don't know what it is. It feels a little bit better in my hand. The shutter's really responsive. If I just try and take a picture quickly now, just shut that up. It's got a nice kind of click chunk to it, which I really like. But in my hand as well, it felt really light, nice to shoot with. But you know, overall, I recommend people to pick this camera up. You know, if you're an enthusiast or you're just somebody who wants to have one of these cameras as a little bit of a retro look, sling one in your bag, I'd recommend it. If anybody's interested in this camera, just reach out to me. My email is in the info section of my YouTube channel, or you can contact me via my Instagram, and we just arrange the postage, and quite happy to pass it on. But yeah, please get in touch. So yes, that was a bit of a slapdash review of the Canon EOS 500. Let me know what you think of the pictures. Have you got one yourself? Yeah, so this is Real Film signing off. I don't think I've said that before. Maybe I'll say it again, maybe I won't. See you later.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy, and silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like